Hello and welcome back to another Snapshot review where I as quickly and efficiently as possible explain everything in the new Snapshot. Today we're going to be reviewing the Snapshot 15W34B, and we've got a pretty good one this time. Okay, so started off some combat changes. We've got a new zombie here. If I just break this block really quick, you're going to see that the zombie actually lifts up his hands when he starts attacking me. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and shut that off. Let's go ahead and put a block there again. So now you can actually see when the zombie is actually aggressive towards you, similarly with the skeletons lifting up their bows now, so you can actually tell the difference, whether they're aggressive or not. Okay, but back to the combat changes. As you can see, when I switch over my weapons here, they take a while to actually pop up, and you can see there's also a little indicator up on my crosshair there, exactly how long that takes. That's because of a new modifier called attack speed, and the lower the attack speed, the slower it is to actually draw your weapon. So as you can see with the sword, we've got a 1.25, and then same with the pickaxe and the shovel, and the axe is actually 8.8 attack speed. So it's actually more efficient to use the sword now than it is to use the diamond, just because of how slow it is. Because it's just so much slower to attack. And basically what that means is you have to wait for it to completely fill up before you start doing the full amount of damage again. So as you can see, I did that in three hits there. If I were to just start spamming it like this, I'm going to get through a lot more hits before it actually dies. If I keep spamming it this much, I'm probably doing about a half a heart of damage per hit, so that's probably less than an actual punch. So it took a long time for that to die, versus if you just wait, and you can kill it instantly. So this completely defeats the purpose of spam clicking, and now you actually have to aim your shots, because you only get one every 1.25 seconds or so. Actually, that's not, I don't know what that attributes to. I believe 4 is 1 second, so about a quarter of a second, maybe a little more for this. So now an efficient way of actually attacking here is to have a shield and attack and hold up the shield, attack, then hold up the shield, so that way you're taking as little damage as possible and doing as much damage as possible. So that pretty much covers the combat changes for this update, but as you can probably tell by the massive command block structures here, plus the many colors, we've got some command block changes for this snapshot as well, and I've been using them here. So, to start off, there's multiple types of command blocks. Now we've got let's switch into game mode 1 here so we can actually use these. We've got the normal command block here, and this is called the impulse command block now. And this works exactly like the old command blocks. Nothing's really changed about this except the texture. They've got a little animated texture on it, and there's actually little arrows, so they have a facing direction. Now, with normal command block to normal command block, the facing direction does not matter, so it really just works exactly the same when compared with each other. So that means old command block structures will continue to work after this snapshot, which is important. But some improvements here. We've got this new type of command block called the chain command block. And what this does, as you can see, there is no clock, no redstone torches or anything here. All we have is redstone blocks next to them. But if I go ahead and step on this, it's going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to trigger every single command block. That is because with these chain command blocks, they'll follow the chain. This is where the direction comes in. They'll follow the direction of the command blocks here to allow you to run large strings of command blocks all at the same time. If you notice, they did not have a delay on them. It's an instant activation. They're all on the same tick. Okay, sorry about that. The recording cut out for just a second. But yeah, so this is a much more efficient way. Than you don't have to run all that redstone underneath, or you don't have to place any redstone blocks. It's just one. You power one command block, it powers them all. Simple as that. Now, they do have to be powered for that to work, though. So if you press on this, it's only going to say 1, despite these being connected. Say 2, 3, 4, 5 there, but they're not being powered because, well, they're not being activated because they're not powered. Now, there is a powered tag that you can add to these command blocks, so that way, even though there won't be any redstone blocks around them, they can still have that powered tag on them. However, I could not get that to work. I believe you actually have to spawn in the command block with that tag on it, because even if I right-click on that, or middle-click on that with my control hit, so I get the NBT, it still does not work. So I believe that there's some other way you have to add that tag, but that'll help even reduce the size of it even more because you won't need to place the redstone blocks on it. But for right now, that doesn't really do much at all. Okay, so now as you can see here, we've got a long list of them there, and I believe that that they're limitless. There's no limit to how many blocks you can place next to each other. But if we power this, we're going to see it say start and finish. But none of these are powered, except for the last one up here, which says finish, and the first one over here, which obviously says start. So that's the reason for that is they still can allow the signal to pass through these blocks even if they're not being activated. They're still going to continue the signal along. You just have to make sure that they are facing the right direction. So as you can see here, I've got it actually moving up and down just to show that as long as the command block is facing towards the next command block, it'll make it just fine. So they're limitless, and they're not dependent on having to be powered to send the signal through. So that means that you can have a long list of command blocks like this and only activate specific ones at specific times by setting the blocks, with the redstone blocks next to them. So if I do, say, 6, for example, and I go ahead and step on that, it's going to say start, finish. Why did that not say... set 6. Say 6. There we go. Sometimes I talk faster than I can type. There we go. So yeah, so you can just activate specific ones at specific times. So if I unpower that one, power this one, say 12, then it's only going to power, then it's only going to say 12. And if I go ahead and put another one, there we go, put one here as well, it's going to say both. So you can very precisely decide which command blocks are being activated in a line. And combining that with one of these, the repeating command blocks, which is the next type of command block and the final type of command block, and this is blue color here. If we step on that, obviously if we power this, it's just going to repeat. It's going to continuously send the command every single tick. Now this is much, much better than it was because you don't need to send clocks, and clocks make lag. And this doesn't have a clock. It's just going to continuously, type it in every tick. And this is great for testing for players. So for example here we got test for player with a radius of 2. So if I go and get close to this, it's going to immediately let me know. And there's no clock or anything connected to this. So there's nothing to stop either. It's really much more efficient than it used to be. And we can combine that and make this one a repeating command block as well. I have to unpower and power it again. But yeah, it's going to continuously send this signal when I'm near this block. See, so, combining these, it's going to be really quite powerful. And also, if we go ahead and put this, power these, the repeating command blocks here. See, it's so quick I can't even type there. But yeah, the repeating command blocks do stack with the chain command blocks. So, for example, if we had a long chain just like this, and if we switch this to repeat, there we go, and we stepped on this here, it's going to continuously activate every single one of these command blocks at the same time. And if you notice, I'm not getting any frame rate drop or anything like that. It is doing checking every single one of these command blocks. Whoops, not that one. It's checking every single one of these command blocks for the command and running them without causing any lag because there's no clocks that have to run to every single one, and it doesn't have to place any redstone blocks either. It's just much more efficient and easier to set up. So then at that point, then we can start adding and removing these redstone blocks with other command blocks and only activating the specific ones that we want to, depending on where you are in your adventure map or game or whatever you're making. So combining all these types of command blocks together, it gives a lot more power, just like every other command block update. It gives more power to map makers and custom game makers and stuff like that. So these are actually really amazing. And one other important thing with command blocks now is usually when you're typing commands, you can type in, for example, game, and then hit tab, and then it's going to continue the command for you, and you can continually hit tab and repeat through the available tabs. So if we go game rule and I hit space, then it's going to go through the game rules if I hit tab. That actually wasn't possible in command blocks. I'm not sure why it took so long to add this, but now it is. So we go game, we can move through the game rules and also add the options there. So we have true, false, there we go. True. Okay. So yeah, that just makes typing in command blocks significantly easier as well. But that pretty much covers this snapshot for this week. And finally, to conclude the video, I will tell you if you should upgrade to this snapshot in your single-player world or whatever you're using. And the answer is no, unless you're making some sort of custom map. But even then, I recommend waiting because of the combat changes that are still to come. Yeah, there's just too much coming to change that hasn't been done yet. So remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.